Who's that? Well, that's very relaxed. Who is that? Yeah. You are. I would person. Hey, what's the other day? You're going to watch it. Can you just take it off? I think we do get this ethical message and book plan etc. I think I'm not using the book for the entire time. I forget. Thank you, Johnny. You don't have your book? Do you have your text? Let's see how much. I think we are left with the class. Because I remember doing all of the working with you. You remember? Yeah. The last one you did. Yes, because I had given you my worksheets. Right. Or did I have food something? What are you any of them? Inference phase I've done. Okay. And then I've also done the normal practice exercise 1. Finding confusion, I remember. Summary based, I think I haven't done. Summary based, I haven't done. I particular thing I haven't done. And all sound, yes, we're done. Okay. And we have done sentence based replacement. Yeah. And then we have done assumption based questions. What's recording now? So how? What is the last thing you've done with us? No. I mean, in critical reasoning, what have you done with us? Yeah. Okay. Do you know how to find inferences? Because I don't know what's the last thing you have done with us. Finding inferences, finding conclusions, assumption-based questions. Yeah. Just check what's the last, what are we left with? I think I just left with one more. Shyam, Soham, could you please switch on your camera? Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes of gist. Okay, so that she can also work with us. Okay, and so it will be revision for everyone. So anyways, today is the last class for critical reason. Exercise 7 is assumption, questions and conclusions. 7 and 6. Just take it once again. 6. 6 is what? Sentence replacement is done. Yes. And 5. Take the 5th one, guys. Heading. Odd sentence. Odd sentence. Yes. 4. Both time we did not do. Summary
reasoning. Okay.
We did this on critical reasoning finding
conclusions.
finding inference we did. And first we also did critical reasoning.
Yes. So practice 5
and 6.
5, 7.
4.
4 check.
4. Yeah, 4 and 7.
4 and 7 and 4 and 7. All right. Okay, so Shyam and Harini, switch on your camera here. Okay.
Just a minute.
Sure. So in here, critical reasoning. So what exactly you have to do in critical reasoning? What do we do, guys? What do we find whenever there is a critical reasoning question? What are we trying to find? 3 things. Tell me, come on. Conclusion.
The facts, conclusion, inference.
Yes. So this is something very general. So this is okay. What is this? Facts of the case means, which is clearly mentioned in your sentence. Okay, and of course the result which is reached through the facts. This is what you attended with us. All right. And argument. Did you attend this with us? Premise, conclusion, assumption. Yes. So are you aware that how to identify? Jake's fingerprints were found on this. This is a fact. He must be the killer. That is something which has come from there. Nobody else has a weapon before. So this is again your assumption. It's like okay. Then you are not supposed to do. What you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to reinterpret things. Okay, if you're finding the conclusion or assumption for that matter. So rephrasing a premise, rephrasing a fact is not all right. Okay, irrelevant statement, contradict the same. Like we say oxymorons. You know oxymorons? What are oxymorons?
In the same sentence, not in different words.
I'm like found missing. He was found missing.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Harini, you need to switch on your camera. Half the things I don't understand. Voice. Yes, Harini.
You were just asking about oxymoron, right? Yeah, just like he was found missing from the store.
Yes, he was found missing. Like for example, आप अपनी ही statement को contradict कर रहे हैं, right? It's give me anyone with reference to the day. What kind of day is it? Something day. Huh? Yeah, young adult. Young adult is another oxymoron that is contradicting. एक तरफ कह रहे हो young and the other the way you're saying the adult. So that is something that is also an oxymoron. So this is what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to contradict any of your statements. Inference is again that is implied. So inference is something which is like at some point Jake might have handled the weapon. Okay, so it's not an assumption, it's like an inference inferred from the statement that whatever we understand. So this is something which we need to remember. And again, you can see this difference. Again, you are not supposed to use assumptions to reach the conclusion. You are not supposed to rephrase. You're not supposed to do irrelevant guesses. Okay, and you have to have it logically concluded. Okay, so these are the few things which you need to keep it in mind. This is very general. Yes, that's we did after the class. Exactly. Okay, so Harini, and please switch on your camera. You need to keep your camera on for your class. All right, moving. Yes, dear. You want me to share? You didn't write it in the class? No. You don't need to. I can't. There's nothing. There the book, yes, it's the book content is taken from the author only. So it's the same thing, author and the book. So yes. So we have already done practice exercise 1. Guys, any doubt with finding inferences? Anyone? Harini, Shyam, anyone online? Inferences, you know how to find, and you're also aware that how to find assumptions, conclusions, and everything. You need to practice here. Okay, you need to see if you know things or not. If not, then I'll help you out. Okay. How about you?
I was able to.
You're clear with these things, huh? Okay. So what we need to do is practice exercise 4. Summary based questions. So what do you think in summary based questions? What would be your strategy to summarize? Because there will be many statements, okay, where you will be finding that more or less it sounds similar. So what is the technique you guys think that you will be following for summarizing? Will you focus on the first paragraph? Will you focus on the second paragraph? What would be your way to do it?
And we need to find the gist of all the paragraphs. Like.
Yes, if I find the gist of all the paragraphs, so what you can do is simple words, right? If gist means summary. Then what you can do is, like, for example, the paragraph is of 8 lines or something. Okay, after every 3 lines, okay, you just see that what are the keywords for those things. Okay, then what is the paragraph revolving around? Pick up those things and then you move on to the answer. Because the answer would be like 2 options would be similar. That has to be there. Okay, but the only thing which you need to see over here is the tone, which is most important. That is, the tone is, is the person positive in his tone or is the negative in the tone, neutral, critical. So all these things, these are the tone. Tone would help you to summarize, to help you to identify and summarize the passage. Okay, so that's the strategy which we'll be following. So you try doing this. I'll give you some more worksheets from my end also, and we'll finish off the summary based questions also today. Okay, and the other time. Harini, what happened? Kavya, Soham, you can't switch on your cameras?
Just 5 minutes, I'll switch it on.
I okay. And what about
Ma'am,
you,
it's not working today.
Kavya?
Yeah.
See passage number 4, Kavya. Sorry, exercise number 4 in your book.
We have done practice exercise 4.
Summary based. Summary based, Harini, we haven't
Yes,
done,
ma'am.
right? Summarizing is done?
I've done a few.
You've done a few. That is how many few means? 3. Harini, I don't think so that we have done it officially. Because none of them have done it.
Okay, ma'am.
How many have you done it already?
I've done all that. That's why I thought we have done it in class.
You have done all.
Ma'am, the last question is about that depression thing. That the third option had a risk word. I was asking you that day.
Is there? Check. Based on depression. Yeah. How come you guys haven't done it? She has done it. If that is the case, Harini, what you do is you begin with the exercise, which is the exercise, common exercise we haven't done. Exercise 7. Guys, let's begin with exercise 7 and then we will come to something which is not being done by anyone. Okay, Harini? So let's begin
Yes.
with 7. So this is assumptions and conclusions. I can give the exercise from my end for summary based questions. That's good.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I'm traveling currently, so is it okay if my video is switched off?
All right, ma'am.
Yes.
Mani, we are doing exercise 7, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, on page number?
Let's help you with the page number. 79. 79.
Thank you.
If you both 5, then I'll share the summary based. Five.
See, 4.
Guys, do till 5th only, okay? Soham, Harini, Shyam, Kavya, Mahir of course. Done. Check. When can we do this?
All right.
All right. Understood the reason. Second idea. Second idea. You know why we said both one if you are interested? Because it's written the warning in the train compartment. So there's a warning to stop spraying full chain penalty for improper use. So what are the possibilities that this warning can be applied? So the one possibility is any misuse. The second possibility, assumption is possibility. I was thinking the first one, but then it's like, what is the possibility? So assumption. But usually we will just go with the first one. Concession and trade fairs for journey to the station shall be cancelled. Because it is not easy to reach for people that spend their holidays there. How one most one relevant?
Because the second one is so like railways
It's
are being
replace. Replace okay na first one. Right. That's a movie. We're not supposed to replace. That's what you cannot replace. So, clear it up. So,
how is it kind of function?
no, which one did you write?
I would repeat like both are either are
The answer is A. Yeah, only assumption one is. So you can whole day, what is it written? It's basically written for the hill stations and all that. So what is reinterpreted? Railways should not encourage. So when did you talk about, so you're interpreting it now. You are taking it from the statement, which is the replacing is not allowed. So then this is not the rephrasing, so only this is allowed. You got it? It makes sense. What is it? We do the same thing, the same. Guys, first to 5, any doubt? Which were 1 to 5? So have done?
Ma'am, fifth is out.
So finish it and then we are going ahead with this, guys. You can begin. So this is basically a mixed exercise, but more or less based on
Ma'am,
summary.
fifth I have doubt, ma'am.
fourth.
early in the century, developed the concept of continental. These ideas were rejected because there was a force and all these things. Now we have come to accept this theory. Because the instruments finally love continental movement to be confirmed by observation. Alright. This is about the passage. Let's illustrate which of the one of the following things about science. Guys, it cannot be A. So, this makes sense to you? Cannot be A for sure.
Yes.
Okay, and you can even eliminate B. Yes. So, elimination strategy follows, and then you can eliminate your E also. So then your E stands. No, when the events of theory postulates are detected, theory is accepted without an explanation for the postulate.
Ma'am, so can you please explain like how are you eliminating, like on what basis? I did not understand that.
Once again, so the passage talks about your concept of continental drift. Okay, so just see the keywords once. And why his ideas were rejected? Because he did not use any identifiable force or anything to make your confidence move. So technically, he did not have the logic, that on what basis he was saying it.
Yes, agreed.
And we have come to accept not because, but because new instruments have finally allowed continental movement to conform by observations. Okay, so it is basically saying in terms of the observation, that is that you are learning that how the movement is happening. So technically, like for example, if we say in terms of your Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, and all these things, the force, the winds, वगैरह जो आपके move करते हैं, that is through Coriolis force, right? So here they're saying that there's no force or anything, and we have to be based on the observation. So now you have to look for a word with reference to observation. Can you find something with A? A that is anything in terms of observation is there? Harini, Shyam, Kavya, Mahir, and the girls behind. So nothing is being supported in terms of observation A. And
I think that supports the E option. That has been stated that we have still not pinpointed a force. But just because we have instruments which has allowed us to measure this,
that's observation.
So there are probably how there is no explanation how the events are what, just we have accepted.
See, the possibility can be C also. A and B, so you can remove.
Yes.
Okay. And science employing statistics and all that also you can remove. A, B, D. Soham, do you agree with me? A, B, D you can eliminate clearly because there is no observation strategy over here.
Okay.
Okay, you understand how to eliminate?
Ma'am, you took observation as the keyword and on that basis, understood.
However, C and E are contradicting because the C is saying
It is saying the opposite.
C is saying
yes,
yes.
It
If
makes
we
it more harder.
are measuring instruments, it makes us harder to
yes.
work out the
Correct.
case.
I missed this
It
part.
makes it easier, right?
Yes. So C is basically contradicting, and which is not what you are supposed to do. Contradicting the statement. I was only picking the keywords in there. Yes, it's a better way of doing it. Okay. So Harini and all, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Ma'am, wait, ma'am, could you please explain the E statement? Like,
When the events theory is a detective theory. This is about okay.
ma'am, it talks about the theory is accepted even without an explanation of how those events are brought about. Ma'am, but in the above, in the para, in the last line, it talks that these scientific instruments are what allowed us to make an observation, right? So we have a reason. But here in E, it talks about it is accepted even without an explanation. But we have an explanation, and those are the scientific instruments. which helped us to explain, right?
I agree with some of what you're saying. But the paragraph actually talks about the observation. They don't believe into these things. That is what it is, taking.
It is also stated that.
But when the theory was
Pinpoint-
postulated, these instruments were not there. Right?
Yeah, that is not there.
And we have not even pinpointed such a force.
It's not even pinpointed such.
It's written.
Ma'am, but what I mean to say that yes, it's correct that when the theory was postulated, the instruments were not there, but at that time the theory was neglected, right? Now, when the instruments have come, they have helped us to explain the theory, and now we are taking the theory as oh yes, it is correct. So we are accepting it because of the instruments, because we have an explanation.
We are not accepting the instruments. We are accepting it because the observation. There's a
Ma'am,
difference.
that's because of the instruments, right? Observation is.
No, even if you don't have an instrument, you can still observe it. ऐसे करना होता है.
Ma'am, but in this para, it's written that it's based on the instrument we have made the observation. Isn't
Is
that the
it?
last statement?
Is it written? That's only on the basis of
And the
the.
paragraph, that's what he's saying. The paragraph starts with his ideas were
Starts.
rejected vehemently, right?
Yes.
His ideas were rejected. That's
No,
what-
ma'am,
Yeah.
I'm saying the last statement, ma'am.
I said the
But-
last thing.
But because new instruments have finally allowed continental movement to be confirmed by observation. So it's the new instruments which have allowed the observation, right?
It only allow us to observe.
Allow
not
us to observe. यार जैसे तुम ऐसे देखो ना, सोहम you can't see the Coriolis force जो आपकी है, ठीक है? अगर मैं बोलूँ आज की डेट में very simple concept if I say this, the earth is, everybody says the earth is tilted and it's always moving, revolution हो रहा है, rotation हो रहा है. I cannot feel, can you feel? We can't feel things, right? But it is again observed by the people. So not necessarily that you are using, of course, logically speaking, you have to use an instrument. I'm not denying it. That how would you even observe it? But there are other ways also. That is the constant observation which the people are doing. So this is what they're talking about. So they're saying rejected the theory. So they began with the sentence with the rejected the theory. Yes, this is a contradictory part, and this is something which even I was pretty much convinced with that one. Okay. So, however, only one thing made us clear with those things is because it is more about observation and less about instruments. That's the only thing which actually, that's how the two answers are always contradictory. So, I mean, you read the question again, you see if that still makes sense to you or not.
All right.
What is the answer according to him? See, but it states the opposite.
Harder to.
He's trying to see again. That's fine. All right, so this exercise is entirely about so you see the questions, it's about primary conclusion of the passage. Primary conclusion, matlab, what is primary? Pehla, first. But the firstly, we can conclude with this. Then it is also talks about assumptions. Yeah, we have to find out in the same passage which are the following other assumptions in the passage. Same passage you will use. What weakens the passage's conclusion? Okay, and summarizes. So these are the 4 questions you're doing on one passage. So if you're able to crack this, actually you're ready. The critical thinking. Okay, because this is something with one passage, different questions are being made. So if you want, since I need to scroll down and you would need your passage, how should we do this? Like something like this happens over here. There is something. Yeah. Yes, makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
Can you all see guys online?
Was it this one?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can begin writing your answers, but don't say the answers, okay? First and second.
Without reason.
Once you're ready, guys, tell me, I'll scroll down. Huh? Anyone? Harini, Shyam, everyone done?
Yes, ma'am.
Soham?
Yes.
All right. So this is the same passage. So this is the third and how would you see the passage now? No, no. You can't, no? So then वो passage कैसे आएगा? One second. This is the one, no? Messed up. Yeah, I do.
Next speech, this speech. This is
Third and fourth.
correct. Okay.
Everyone? Everyone online? Soham, are you through with the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Check your answers. BC. How many are wrong for you? 4 are wrong. Both. And what about you, girl? All. And what about you people online? Soham, Harini, everyone?
Well, could you explain the third one?
2, ma'am. Second and third.
All
I am unsure about the code.
right. You managed it. Okay, is everyone clear with the first one? First is sorted, no?
Last one is sorted.
Second, somebody is not sorted. Somebody said second. Soham, I think you said it second.
First and fourth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which of the following assumptions is made in the passage? Governments around the world are investing heavily. Combat. Okay. Proper and targeted these projects will significantly reduce carbon emissions. Okay. However, critics point out the initial costs of renewable strain public finances, despite the study showing the time inflation costs of renewable energy lower than possible. Governments can afford the initial investment in renewable energy projects can eliminate. Yes, it's pretty easy. So,
Ma'am, how, ma'am? I thought it was according to the first line of the passage itself. Governments around the world are investing heavily in renewable energy projects, right? So, what I thought was that because they are investing heavily, so it means that it's an assumption that they can afford the initial investments.
yeah, so that is something which you're not supposed to do in assumption. You're not supposed to take out things from the passage. It's clear cut. Okay, so that's a rule. So, that you are not supposed to reinterpret what is already given.
Okay, all right. So it's reinterpreted. That's okay. I understand.
So you got your answer.
And could you please explain the answer to this?
Yes. So, public oppositions to is not significant. This is again you can eliminate.
Yes.
Yes.
C.
Fossil fuels will eventually become more expensive than renewable energy. It's nowhere. Renewable much lower. Despite this, the population of renewable much lower than fossil fuels. Will eventually, you can't just say it will eventually become more expensive. How can you say it will eventually become? You get it? So, why are we eliminating the D1?
Okay.
Yeah, because the sentence clearly says the studies show that over the time, the operational costs of renewable are much lower than fossil fuels, making it a more economical choice in the long run. This is what the studies have already shown. Much lower. So fossil fuels will eventually become more expensive, then you can't. This is like more of a prediction. Okay, so prediction and assumption, there is a little difference because you have to use your factors over there. However, the benefits of renewable energy outweighs initial costs. The critics for initial costs of renewable are very high and may strain. Critics point out the benefits of outweighs
The
initial.
benefits are
Yes.
it reduce carbon emission.
Yes,
and
it reduces
promote
carbon
sustainability.
emissions. So since it's already given that the significant reduce carbon emissions and promote sustainability, this is what you can assume from this. This is certainly the reason. Okay, because you picked up from the passage. Does it make sense to you, Harini? Harini, are you there?
I had written C.
Achha, theek hai. So you already wrote, no? So Soham, you're clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, switch to the third, next one.
I had a doubt on the third question.
Which statement would strengthen the argument? So you have to find out something which will favor the renewable energy projects. Okay, so
C and D we can agree.
Operational cost of renewable energy projects are increasing, you can eliminate. Yes. And many renewable energy fields, yes. A study shows that renewable can create millions of jobs.
It is not given in the.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I
But
read it.
it would strengthen.
Yes, ma'am, me too. I also
But
thought it would
Ma'am, I
be.
had written A.
Because the A statement we know it's a fact, right?
It does not ask
Fossil
for
fuels, it's obvious that they won't last for long.
passage itself.
And that is why we are switching to renewable energy.
And also, I thought that A is there,
Yeah.
but A somewhat supports the fossil fuels also. That we can wait for another 100 years and then invest in.
And how
Ma'am,
could you
but
wait
if
for
we are
100 years? Like, you have to make some changes now, right? Sustainable development.
Because we are looking at a long-term basis, right? So
For the long run, you need to make changes now. And since fossil fuels will only last for 100 years, that is why the world is switching to renewable energy, right?
I agree. So what do you guys think? What's your answer?
I agree with B because B supports more. And it's only asking for a statement which would support and strengthen the argument.
ma'am, B is not wrong, ma'am. Ma'am, it can be like a direct result of renewable energy creating millions of jobs. It can be, ma'am, but we know that A is a fact, ma'am, and it will happen.
I
And
think
the paragraph does not talk anything about job creation. Right? I mean, how can you describe?
yeah. No. Actually, just read the question again. This statement will strengthen the argument in favor of renewable energy projects. So it is not talking about that. So understand the question. It is not about assumption. It is not about inference or summary based question. It is not. It is just simply saying this कि इसमें से चार statements में से आपका जो argument है किसको strengthen करेगा? उसका it's a very general question. Okay, you will also have general questions in your exams. Everything is not about critique.
Yes.
Okay, so generally we say fossil fuels reserve the project last for another 100 years is not something which is strengthening renewable.
It does not.
Okay, it doesn't strengthen renewable in any sense. The C1 also doesn't strengthen renewable in any sense, and neither did B1. So the B1 is a very general thing. A study shows that renewable can create millions of jobs worldwide. So this way I'm saying, I'm not saying critically. Because this question is not
So you're
about
saying that the first statement is weakening fossil fuel, but that doesn't mean strengthening renewable energy.
which one?
Explicit.
The first statement.
Step.
You mean the fossil fuels?
Yeah, so the first statement is weakening fossil fuels,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean it's strengthening
Exactly.
renewable energy.
This is what yes. Are you getting it? Because it's a very general question. It's not about critical reasoning. Okay, so when it is not mentioned in your exam that you have to find out an inference premise or XYZ stuff and also just take it normally. It's a normal question of IPM.
Ma'am,
No. Yeah.
ma'am, so I understood this, but if it would have been as a part of like a critical reasoning, in that sense, if it would have been a question, then what would the answer have been?
In that case, again, they have to pick up something which is in the passage. Okay, then in that case, we can't even accept the B1 over here. But since it is just with statement to strengthen the argument, it says the question. That's why I was telling you, let's reread the question. That's why I said it's a general question. Okay, because they're not asking for what can be inferred from the passage. Because for critical reasoning, you have to use these terms. Are you getting it, Soham? Inferred, आपका word आएगा ही आएगा, summarize आएगा, conclusions आएगा, assumptions आएगा. So you will get this question. In which it's that's how you'll understand. Otherwise, how would you understand? In IPM, there are multiple questions you would be receiving. अभी आप session wise कर रहे हो हर चीज. So you are finding it, okay, today I'm doing this. But eventually, you have to write something when it is mixed paper. So you have to identify with the word. Okay? And even strengthening the argument and even so weakening the argument would come in this thing only. In general, you see weakening the argument. Don't go critical. This is totally your question number 4 is totally your IPM. Summarizes the passage. That is, you have to see how exactly the keywords and everything is being supported. Any doubts with question number 4, anyone? Everyone is okay with question number 4? boys and girls online?
Yes.
There were some more questions. Wait. This you have not done, huh? Negative effects of screen time. One second, guys. Yes. Okay. Guys, you can continue with the exercise. It will take 2 minutes. We need to settle this. If you want.
Even black page and put this full page on everything.
This is the new page only.
Like the blank page in between so that.
I'll see. If it doesn't work, then you can do that. I think it will work. It's not working, man. See the first question, then we'll see. Should I close this and we will do it normally?
What I'm saying is, maybe put this full page blank. Ma'am, if you press the arrow, then.
I'm very bad with this.
Separate page or then press enter. Arshil, so what I'm saying is go to cell.
Are you do now?
Yeah.
Are you do explain me?
Yeah. बोलता है ऐसे भाई अरे वो भी कर सकता है क्या इसके कितना वाले
Not working. It's okay. Let them do the first question.
एक बस और ऐसा है ये 2011 का ठीक है ये लोग और ये 2011 ही चल रहा है अभी
But did you share the screen? Are they able to see?
नहीं स्टॉक शेयरिंग नहीं किया
I did it.
Yeah.
1 second. So this is okay. You can begin, guys. I'll paste the passage again. Done with the first question?
Yes.
Not even telling. Sleeping. Guys, see question number 2, so you can see like this. Online students can be able to manage. Question number 2, you know the D part. Messed up. See, like this you can manage. Question number 2, the passage is down and everyone, assumptions. Okay. See question number 3, guys. Weaken the passage conclusion. Certain passage conclusion. Done? Everyone? Online students, Soham, Harini, everyone done? Done, everyone? Check your answers, guys. Oops, I don't know if they are able to see. Are you able to see?
No, not to share.
All correct?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Are you clear? Not clear? Let's see. Question 3. What's your status? You boys? Second. Okay.
Distance between A and yeah.
Soham, how many are correct for you?
Yeah.
Ma'am, one doubt, question 3. I was confused between option A and C.
Which one, dear? Which question number?
Third.
Yours was third. Acha, okay. Kavya,
Yes, ma'am.
how many were correct for you?
5.
5. How come questions were 4 only, Kavya? Harini, what's your status?
All are right.
All correct. Mahir, she shouldn't have said 5, no? She should have said all. Mahir,
Ma'am, 3.
3 are correct. Which one is wrong for you?
Third one.
Question 3, okay. And Soham, what about you?
Ma'am, I told ma'am, third.
You said. Shyam, sorry. Shyam? Not there. Shyam
Ma'am,
and
yes, ma'am, he told 3 in chat.
3 inch. Why he doesn't talk? I mean, what's wrong? Question number 3. And what was your question, dear? 3 only?
2.
Oh, yeah. Which statement would weaken the passage's conclusion? How can someone who uses screens excessively have higher test scores?
It is not possible, but statement again, it's the same question.
Ma'am, could you please for 1 second scroll to the first question? Ma'am, for just 1 minute, I want to see one. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, here in the first question, we know that they are asking about the conclusion and its answer is C. So balanced screen time usage is essential for children's development, and on this basis, ma'am, we can answer the third question. Ma'am, so for this, ma'am, the statement A, ma'am, how can it be true, ma'am? It can't even be true.
But again, it's the same thing that we did in the last question.
Yeah.
We don't have to check the accuracy of the statement, right? We just
Yes.
have to see if the statement supports or weakens, whatever they're asking.
B and D are strengthening the conclusion, while C does not talk about excessive screen time or
Yeah, it's a general thing. Findings suggest. So if you
A
have,
is the one that supports.
yes, A is the one. So I don't know if you didn't get. I'm not sure why you didn't get this.
Ma'am, I'm confused between A and C. Ma'am, C says that findings suggest that screen time promotes creativity in some children. So for that, some children they might require more screen time, right?
Okay.
So it's
But it's still the minority, right?
Yeah.
To take that.
And moreover, so is like screen that promotes creativity. This will be something which is strengthening the passage. That's what the passage wants.
no weekends, ma'am. Ma'am, the passage wants to minimize screen time. Means do it moderately, ma'am. But here it says that promotes creativity in some children. So some children want to might want to use it more, right?
No, so what I'm trying to say is the question asks you a weakening. Okay, so if the question, if the what you are saying is you make sense of the passage anyways talks about the excessive screen, the harmful effects of excessive screen time. Right? So how can this something which promotes creativity can something weaken your conclusion? You cannot weaken your conclusion. So something which is strengthening your conclusion. Right? And it is good, even if it's a minority. Harini makes sense over here that we are talking about some children over here. So if for example, they would have removed the word some also. Okay, in children also. Then also we cannot support this because it's one that promotes creativity. So this is strengthening, not weakening. Yes, it does promote creativity.
Ma'am, if it promotes creativity, they will use more screens, right? So like screen time will not be reduced.
It was not the intent of this. But
Yeah, but the correct, Harini, but the excessive screen time, that's the logic which we are looking at now. So we are looking at the excessive screen time, not the general screen time.
yes.
Right, so that's why they say you have higher, this is something which is contradicting the same, is weakening your conclusion that you use the screens, you have a higher test scores. How can something have higher test scores? You getting it? So you have to see something which is contradicting so much.
Okay, I understand. Got it.
This is question number.
I'm currently we are doing it. We are doing literally that.
This is not screen time. Screen time means this is not screen. Screen time entirely means that the more of videos and the more of movies, that's screen time.
Then these has to be wrong.
This is so you have to connect with people. What
Those
this is technology. This is screen time. Okay, which is the other question? The second question. Yeah. Which of the following assumptions is made in the passage? Negative effects, emotional, cognitive, problem solving skills, attention span. Now see. This you can eliminate. Technology critics do not understand the benefits of screen. It's not an assumption.
Was his doubt. Yes. I thought between he was thinking between A and B.
Do not understand, it's not the assumption. Assumption मतलब क्या होता है? How do you say, how do you assume things? ठीक है, assume में क्या होगा आपका? कि मतलब for example, if I'm saying that somebody is not performing and I'm assuming, like for example, Jake's fingerprints का किया था ना? कि कैसे तुम्हें लग रहा है कि वो assume कर रहे हैं? Because somebody might have done something. Similarly, if somebody is not able to perform, so you can't blame entirely on one certain thing, right? So that is the same thing they're talking about.
The
Digital tools,
Yeah.
because they're not using the word we. See, that's the reason.
word is used to the second like last word. Digital tools.
Why I can't see?
Second line last word. Digital.
Can enhance. It's about enhancing. This is about harmful. Clear? Better?
Every question confused between two and
Or this will be on your exam day also. This is something you can't run away with. But the best part, I tell you, this is the best thing that you are confused between two things. That children have seen that you are confused with four things also. Okay, this is the improvement. I mean, this is something you are already 90%. You've already crossed that. At least the mind is clear. Here, eliminate kaise karna. And you're just left with two things, and those two things will go with more and more number of papers you do. This doesn't go off like this, to be very honest. So,
I just guess that one of
हाँ, उसका तो just एक ही तरीका है that the moment you are stuck with two things ना, you literally have to find out that what is the question expected, ठीक है? And उससे passage से मिला लो. And don't forget the rules. That's why notes are very important. कि assumptions के लिए क्या चीज नहीं करनी है, facts के लिए क्या नहीं करनी है. And to be very honest, I'll be very honest, this is the only topic where you need to learn rules. Critical reasoning, because there's no other topic in IPM, at least where you have to learn things. Baaki to like vocabulary hai. And vocab is something that you have to read on a daily basis. It's not something a one day affair or like exam se pehle pad liya raat ko. It's not how things work. There's something it goes on a daily basis. The only thing what you can do is that ideally to ye hota hai that school life mein we do this. Okay, grade 2 se we start ideally. Grade 2 se we start making lists and all, but now no point seeing all those things. The only thing what you can do is even today, if you start 10 words every day, then also you're good to go. And even if you do only IPM vocab words, they have covered everything. They covered all the authors. If you see those vocab words, whatever is mentioned, even if you do only IPM book, because the girl who cleared it, she did only this. Because all the authors and everything the girl's name. I forgot her name. It's, huh?
The one with one.
She'd come, I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
This girl, Agrima. She came now, so Agrima. So only IPM book, it covers all the authors, everything. So you don't have to worry with writers, going publishers and all. So and then we are sorted with this. So what you can do is the best way is that abhi ek bar you have done it in class, right? Now next time you do it at home, but what you have to do is you have to erase all the answers. Okay, so you have to erase, and if you have already used pen or something, then do something like you can take a Xerox of the paper of the whole book. And do solutions like if something is already messed up, so you can put a whitener pen hai to. या किसी की book से you can do it. Okay. It's okay, I'll give you my book. It's fine. I'll bring my book and you can take a Xerox or something like that. That way also take a Xerox copy and sit and 2-3 hours laga ke that whatever topic you've already studied or something. Just finish it off. That's the only solution we can think of. And the benefit of this is that you at least you remember that this is how I sorted this answer and all these things. So you're clear, na? Especially the words. Because questions may difficult words. Hai. Only in the question answer chodo. Even the question carries the difficult words. At least you can sort out in this way.
And you have taught them, right?
Yeah.
So they used to sit like us, or they used to
She's
be
an
ready
online
each answer.
Online student.
And nobody was off.
Aditya is also online. Aditya used to come sometimes because he was in Vashi, Seawood's branch, Vashi branch,
So
whichever
they
the.
used to give answers ready
Yeah.
or
No. Nothing I readily
Like
know.
this.
Yes. It's just that they do a lot of papers. They did a lot of papers. That's what I remember. First batch. So second batch. I was not there in the first batch. So yes. I mean, everybody clears like this only. I mean, the stats student also cleared it just now. You must be aware. Are you aware? The girl who just cleared SAT, she got 1510 out of 1600. I mean, very, very clear with her approach in terms of clearing her doubts. That is equally important. You have to make yourself clear that this is something where you're going wrong or this something. You have to identify your own weakness here. I mean, now that you're through with the syllabus, and now when you do these worksheets at home once, and then you can sort it out, no, that where exactly I'm falling short of, and then we can help you out in that particular topic itself. Otherwise, it's difficult, no? Like she did not attend the classes. So then you have to find out which topic you missed it on. So that's something which you can, it's easy. I mean, I'm telling you, it's still at a very good stage if you aren't confused between two. Very good stage. So, and still you guys managed it. Today also you're able to manage it, mixed questions and all. So, if critical reasoning is managed, rest is can be done. Something you've done in school, other things. I mean, you just have to enhance things. Critical reasoning is never covered in school. Till the time you haven't done Cambridge board and IB board. There we cover. Here we don't cover. Indian board. All right. So guys, you take your 5 minutes break. Harini, Shyam, Soma, and Mahi, and then come back 1:50. All right. Soham, Mahir, Harini, Shyam. Guys, we'll do practice exercise 7. First 5 questions you did, no? We'll finish today, huh? Hopefully.
20.
How many?
20.
20 more. All right, 5, 5, 5 we'll discuss 4 times. Hello? Let's target 5. Otherwise, you people see 20. Harini, Soham, we're moving to practice exercise 7. Thank you. Practice exercise 7, okay? And we did first 5 questions. Shyam, Harini, Soham, you did right? First 5 questions class.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we'll begin with 6 to 10. And once you're through with 6 to 10, tell me, then we'll discuss. Okay, we'll take smaller targets. And it's 152, target till 156. Are you keeping only IPM as an option? What else, exam? Only IPM. Net C. C. And you?
Yes.
You also?
IPM all other exams for MBA college and
You don't want to go abroad, no?
maybe
Not getting sad and all.
Abroad, most of the colleges demand a lot of your extracurricular activities,
Yes.
certificates of clubs, committees and all.
Yes.
Even knowledge systems. Yes, in India it's very hard.
Where? Are you in grade 11, 12? So you must have done something in school and you and model and
Yes, that's something, but they need
There's not
so
much. इतना भी कुछ नहीं चाहिए कि आप MUN किया है ना NCC किया है
वो तो होता ही
the International Parent Corps so
what is MBA
modern motivation
हम स्कूल जैसे प्रोवाइड नहीं करते हैं
which school are you
SI
give me the book form
South Indian Education System
they don't even write on ground scale programs so you can do it on I mean I'm after the class
what is the MBA
modernization that's something that delegates and all you become a delegate and you represent a country
Yes,
your Danish
committees and JF2.
उसके साथ नहीं सब जाते हैं
School events.
inter school events you can participate on your own also you don't need a school
yes
MUN search करो ठीक है and you can participate individually I've also done individually when I was here
there was not like DAB organized in the school
DAB organizes Ryan organizes तो Ryan से नहीं है
plan के थे past
Ryan organizes no
yeah but Ryan is very selective in its process like वो सबको नहीं बोलता है मतलब वो announce भी नहीं करेगा कि हमारे
Ryan के अपने ही बहुत है Ryan की इतनी branches है कि Ryan को need नहीं है दूसरों से so they are very competitive amongst their
in school setting they only take the teachers favorite things yes like they don't announce about the activity they are like if they know that the student is there they just take it it's like
राउंड स्क्वायर प्रोग्राम भी तुम लोग अलग से एनरोल कर सकते हो राउंड स्क्वायर में बेसिकली यू गेट टू ट्रैवल कंट्रीज और वहां जाके यू हैव टू यू नो प्रेजेंट योर फाइंडिंग्स इट्स अ कम्युनिटी प्रोग्राम कम्युनिटी आउटरीच प्रोग्राम राउंड स्क्वायर करते ही यू कैन क्रैक दिस
but I'm asking like what it is like they have to go and represent something
yes you have to represent the country
country
you have to you're a delegate representing the country
a global issue है so now you become the delegate of Japan and then you go and discuss state your points
Pretentious as a word. My country thinks this.
yes
Japan thing.
It's a role play. जैसे बचपन में तुम role play करते हो, you become a role player, share करते हो, become a role player, talk to same role play grow up. करो यार, हम तो time में level कर taking an option. This is of course the main option. I just thinking about time is no, this is like the exam है.
I went to it.
After 12th.
After 12th, so
1 year. This was young, 18.
I'm doing other kinds of things.
Otherwise, you can also do this ki graduation कर लो. I did जो भी कर रहे हैं management and all these things. Masters के लिए चले जाओ. हाँ, masters पे best है. Masters में तो direct clear मिल जाएगा.
but then abroad are like 3 plus 12 plus 3 ने count करते हैं.
12 plus 4.
12 plus
Would depend which country. चार साल की graduation देते हैं. If 4 years में तो काफी professional courses हैं तुम्हारी है. ये सब नहीं 4 years.
BBA, DVJ,
डिग्री कोर्स में इशू आता है
तो उसके बाद एक डिप्लोमा कर लेना. एक साल बाद डिप्लोमा करके कर लेना. और now we match up things. And we talk to the division. I don't know, मतलब I'm telling you like my time. Your time में तुम्हारे changes कितने आए होंगे. See.
what have you did
I actually did honors in English. So after doing honors in English, then I went abroad.
there
US. I was in US. But after doing B.Ed.
how was this
Oh, it was awesome. I don't know why I came back.
how long were you there
I was there for a couple of years, 5. I was working with them.
why did you go?
I don't know.
yeah
I'm dating a guy. I came back with him. So I regret doing that and I married him. Harini done? All 4, na? Soham, finished?
No, ma'am, doing.
How many are dance girls? 2.
From 3
3 on the 5. Yes. We saw the reasons properly. It's okay. Try another 5. Sometimes maybe you're distracted or something. Let's try another 5. and then see. Harini, which one are you doing, dear?
The next slide.
All right. Soham, which question are you doing?
I'm done with 10. I'll go to 11th now, right? Next 5.
9 one is down. Wait, 8.
Question number 9.
Reason है reduce standards of काम करवाएंगे start से another 5.
The Harini is already done. How many in total have you done? 10.
Yeah. 50.
Okay, do 5. The target. I'll take the class. I think they already begun us. I don't know.
Next segment we don't have lecture. So guys,
I'm not here. I'm traveling. So I think
we have 2
I can do Friday is also there. Saturday is also there.
you were gonna have
Traveling.
additionally.
Actually, not easy. Confusion. What to tell? That's okay. Otherwise, okay. Are you people discussing or doing?
Oh, the issue was,
Yes.
in question 13. In question 13, there were only 3 sentences. Then when we checked the answer, it had 3 went to 4. Yes.
But in misprinting that. It's not possible to have three. It's not possible. So how many are done, Beta?
Ma'am, I'm on the 13th one.
All right, good. Harini,
I've done 15.
you've done to 15?
Yes.
Oh. Right, what are you on?
On the 13th one, we need to number the sentences again, right? There are only 3 given.
Yes, Harini.
Okay.
That time you might be distracted, sometimes, Are you clear? Is it wrong? That's more important than being wrong. We will sort it till now.
Question number 7 I'll take up. Anything else? Soham, Shyam, Harini, you want me to take up any question for discussion? Nothing. Yes.
Ma'am, the sixth one.
And the 7, all right. 7th
Sixth
day.
and the ninth.
All right, 6, 7, 9. And Harini, do you want
On the 12th one.
6, 7, 9, 12? All right, let's discuss. Are you done with the 15th? Harini, you explain question number 6.
No, ma'am. Well,
Oh, I said you explain it to the class, question number 6.
oh, sorry.
Yes.
So, okay. And the answer is A, right?
Yes.
So this paragraph talks that when businesses don't take up, like, if they don't engage in preventive measures and occur losses, then fines are levied. And those fines are generally, like the fines cost more than what would have cost them to take the preventive measures. So businesses generally greatly underestimate the risk of future accidents, weakens the argument.
Generally greatly underestimate the risk of future accidents. Weakens, yes. Finds pronounced to have. Okay, so look at the second. So this is your question, huh? Question number 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Just look at the last line. Therefore, since businesses value their profits, those that might have such accidents will now install adequate environmental safeguards. Okay, so generally do the environmental right thing, treat fines, learning to exploit the public. So this is something which you don't agree with. So find out a sentence of that which you don't agree with, which totally whatever the argument is being given over here in terms of environmental damaging accidents and all these things. What do you think which is not going ahead with the question? Identify like this. First identify the theme and then second needs to be that what is not going. What do you think, Soham?
Okay. Ma'am, so is it like we need to find out something that is not related to what we are talking about? Is that the way to go about this? Because I did not understand what you meant to say.
The way to go about this over here is what is the fault that is weakening the argument? So when what is the argument over here? Are you clear with the argument? What are
Yes,
they
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That I'm clear about.
what are they arguing with?
Ma'am, about the ma'am businesses, ma'am, they actually try to find loopholes regarding the environment safety, ma'am. But then if they don't implement the environment safety, it finally costs them more to, at the end it costs them more if something goes wrong. So they should basically try to, install adequate environmental safeguards at the first place itself.
Yes. So technically they're saying that you're underestimating, right? You're not focusing on
Okay.
right? That is weakening the argument. So this is how we identify. First, you have to just identify that what is the passage all about. So on the strategy. Second, when you will see that what is exactly being supported over here, or strongly supported or weaken the support or something like that. That's how you have to see as per the law. Okay.
Okay.
What was your doubt here?
My doubt was in 11th one when I got killed.
You understood. Okay, question number 7, I guess somebody said it, yeah. Maybe. Question number 7.
The term pitbull does not-
Loudly, huh? They are also there.
The term pitbull does not designate a breed of dogs, as do the terms German Shepherd and Poodle. It is like the term seeing eye dog and police dog, which designate dogs according to what they do. If you take two German Shepherds and place them side by side, you cannot tell them by appearance which is the police dog and which is the seeing eye dog. Now the question asks us which one of the following is the main point of the passage. From starting what the passage is trying to tell us is that by seeing this even the same type of dog, we can't tell what they actually do. It is after and only after they start doing a certain thing that they're given a title. And in the option C, there was that's it.
So technically what he's saying is that you, by looking at someone, by looking at the appearance, you can't say, you can't classify. Only by acting, how they act and how they perform or how they do certain things, that is how you can identify. So you find out, don't say the answer to her. So you find out the one thing which is supporting this thing. So we gave you the main idea of the passage. Now you find out, you tell me which one do you think is from. Don't say the answer, no one. So you understood the main idea, no? Do you think so? A is possible? No. Do you think B is possible? सिर्फ appearance से हो सकता है? It is contradicting the statement. Come with C, do you think so it's possible thing? Yes? Why? What it does, not because how it is being seen. Okay, and fourth one is possible because this is not the main idea of the passage. This is the part of the passage, but main idea is what are we talking about. Okay, and the fifth one, do you think so? Some breeds cannot, some from other breeds, but say some breeds. When they talk about some breeds, it clearly talks about. Yeah. Are we clear with this? So this is how you identify the main idea. Main idea is the most simplest one. Main to the problem is made assumptions or display inference and all this. That is something which you need to focus on. Next question, guys, which one? 6, 7, and something else was being said.
9.
9. Question number 9.
Then I got it wrong. At first, I chose the A option, that they increase the purchase of whatever he does. And concentrated. Maybe the first part I thought was wrong, but then it said concentrated the winter activities in a limited number of days.
But everything in support for you.
Support.
Yes.
Yes, but
Only one thing which is not supporting. Except. So were you able to identify the except one?
no, afterwards I saw that.
So just explain it to the class. Huh?
I was reading all the answers and all the things.
In 9th question, he said that she did A, right? A would have been correct, but when we read the second line given to us, they concluded that all of the decline has been achieved through reduced standard of living. Now, standard of living is important here because it's C option. They say that they have done work done to improve their efficiency. Meaning, whatever they use in their house does not actually have an effect on their standard of living because of the work they have done. That's why C will be the option. Yes, they have improved the efficiency, improving the standard of living.
Improving.
But wouldn't reduced standard of living lead to inexpensive work done to improve efficiency? Ma'am, we do inexpensive work as a result of reduced standards, right?
But at least if you do some work, if you have some work done in your house, right? Then
Sorry?
if you do
Say it
some,
loudly.
if you do some work in your house, and you use the same appliance, then the efficiency of that appliance is increased. Therefore, the standard of living will increase even though the efficiency is lower of consumption of energy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so why, so what he trying to ask you is that why the four options are correct and the other, what is that one thing which we're able to identify?
The thing here is when the work is done, then it does not change the standard of living. Suppose I'm using a fridge right now, and the efficiency of that fridge is using some amount of energy. After I do that work, that same fridge will use less amount of energy. So to other people's eyes, it will be that I'm using less energy in my home, and that's why my standard of living is decreasing. While it is actually remaining same, or it is much better because of the work done. And that is what separates C from rest of the four answers.
Ma'am, so answer is option C.
Because even if I take your example, taking shorter showers or maintaining lower indoor temperatures without using a heater, that is actually reducing the standard of living because you're not using appliances. While in C, you're still able to use the appliances.
Does it make sense to you, Soham?
Yes, I think it does.
I mean, this question is like not a time taking question. It's not something you can just do it because it's not something involved or something. So because it's all about oil price increases and then there is a decline. Too much of calculation math not use and how the things are being counted away. Any other question?
From the 12th one.
Well. Who's taking the 12th one? You want to take? Loudly.
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, so the statement starts like advertisers are often criticized for their unscrupulous manipulation of people's taste and want. There is evidence, however, that some advertisers are motivated by moral as well as financial considerations. A particular publication decided to change its image from being a family newspaper to concentrating on sex and violence, thus appealing to a different readership. Some advertisers withdrew their advertisement from the publication, and this must have been because they morally disapproved of publishing salacious material. Which one of the following, if true, would most strengthen the argument? So the passage basically first introduces you that advertisers are criticized for manipulating people's taste and preferences and wants. But some advertisers are there which are motivated by moral as well as financial considerations too. But one of the publication decided to change its image. And due to that result, many of the some advertiser withdrew that advertisements from the publication. So the correct answer, which I did, is C. The correct answer is also C. The advertiser expected their product sales to increase if they stayed with changed publication, but to decrease if they withdrew. Just a second.
How is this the correct statement? Because they're saying that the publication changed from being a family newspaper to concentrating on sex and violence, right? So that's why many advertisements withdrew from that publication. So to strengthen the argument, how can you say that they expected their product sales to increase if they stayed with the changed publication? If their product sales will decrease, right, if they stayed with the changed publication, because now the readers are also different, and their expected audience is different now. So, I mean, how does C make sense here?
You know why? Because if you look at the second line, there is evidence that some advertisers are motivated by moral as well as financial considerations. So that is also you need to see. So here they are not saying this is true. So the entire thing is, I think they are asking that if true would strengthen the argument. Are you getting it? So this is why. Because they're saying that if you go with a changed publication and if you go with something, and obviously this is not something which is true. So in that particular circumstance, this would have been the ideal strengthening the argument. This is the question. So you have to be you have to be very clear with the question first that if true, it's not saying at all. Okay,
And they
Hari?
have written that some advertisers withdrew their advertisements from this publication because the publication changed its image, right?
Because same thing, no? They created
Yeah,
the
so
same.
because the publication changed its image, the advertisement, they withdrew their advertisements. Advertisers withdrew. So then, if they withdrew it, if they're saying that they withdrew it, how can you assume that their sales will decrease if they withdrew?
So this is what na if true. This is what the logic if true का मतलब यही होता है ना, that you have to understand first what the my job over here to identify something which is not true. So this is what the question is all about. You getting it, Hari?
Understood.
Yeah, so that is the first job I have to find out, and then I will be able to identify the which is that. This is something that contradictory their own thing. So what you are trying to do is you're saying that if it's written that why are we going with this thing?
No, I thought I was checking the accuracy of the statement because in the paragraph it's written that they withdrew it after the image was changed.
Right.
So why will someone be with them to increase the sales? But of course, if we are assuming it to be true, then see, understood.
Yes, you.
Because I believe you said it is morally correct.
Yes.
That actually is.
Yeah. So that's yeah. All right. So guys, try and finish. See if you can manage this at home also. Okay. So when we meet next time, we are doing the session. We will wind up this critical reasoning in the first hour or something, and the second hour I'll be taking your session 22. No, no, no. Before critical
Comprehension.
session 17.
Vocabulary.
Hi, correct. Session 17, I'm saying right. All right, so I'll pick because that is not much of a content. So that will finish, and then RC is the last thing because most of us already did, but some were new students and we were left with anyways one class. I'll try and wind up cover everyone in that class. Okay, so that everyone is benefiting. Okay. Thank you. So Harini, Shyam, you may log on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
क्लास के नीचे मिल जाए पढ़ा के वो कॉल लगा तू दे रहा है ये एग्जाम के पास दे दिए अरे कॉलेज चला के बोल रहा है तो जी दस मिनट ये ना टाइम शोर आई सारी वीडियो देखने नहीं देते नहीं हम चलो ठीक है भाई ऑल द बेस्ट ये चीज समझ रही हो बड़ी चीज समझ कॉल ये नहीं को बोलने के बाद conclusion was ऐसे थे नहीं PDF बना दो भाई अच्छा अर्जित ने आधे घंटे में 2 टेस्ट लिखे थे वो भाई 15 मिनट में 1 टेस्ट लिखा है स्पीड में मान लो कैसा मैं जो हाथ पे लिख सकते हाथ पे लिख सकते हाँ मार्क्स पर भी लिख सकते तो मैं वो फिर लीक पड़ेगा तेरा हाथ पूरा स्वेट नहीं है ना तेरे हाथ पे तो मैं जब मैं छापने लगता हाथ से बस अगर स्वेट नहीं है तेरे हाथ पे तो फिर मार्क्स वन से लिख दे स्वेट का ऐसे का मैं जगह लिख रहा हूं कर मैं निकालूं हाँ नहीं क्यों तुमसे यार मुझे कर सकते हैं तुम अगर सामने ही बात करो उसको नहीं ₹4 में हो जाता है फिर तो जाके बस खोल देता उसको एक बार आपने वो करते हैं आज तो 100 भी सही था पर शायद से इतना तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं करता बिना देखे भाई का बढ़िया है देखो क्या होता है क्लास कौन सा हाँ ठीक है भाई बोलना पड़ेगा चलो ठीक है